Okay,
Your
so my
experience.
reality doesn't necessarily mean the same as Joe's reality.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, one of the most fascinating things is that you all are having such radically different experiences of the exact same. This is where words fail you. The exact same incidences. You're having radically different experiences of them. We have the funniest story about that. May we tell you quickly?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Veronica was sitting out in front of a restaurant with a couple of her girlfriends, and they were involved in a very deep conversation, and they were all very engaged in it. And standing just next to Veronica, maybe a foot away, was a waitress. And the waitress turned to Veronica and said, "Did you see that?" And Veronica said, "No, I didn't see anything." And she said, that boy right there just lowered his pants and showed the entire restaurant his back end. And Veronica said, "I was talking to my friend, and it didn't even occur to me that anything was going on." So there's two people standing a foot away from each other who had radically different experiences of the same moment. And that's our favorite story about how differently you experience the world.
Okay, but there's some kind of agreement for certain things, right? Or no?
Well, you come in with a plan. We like to say you have a list of things you'd like to do, and as you go through your world, you check things off your list. And you come in with a plan. You come in with the idea, I'll be your daughter, I'll be your son, we'll go to college together, we'll get married. You have a general idea. As a soul, you say, these are the things I'd like to learn about. These are the things I'd like to experience. And you get along with all your soul buddies, because you do tend to hang out with kind of a soul group. And you can hang out with anybody you want. But just like in life, you tend to hang out with the same sort of group of people a lot. So you say, look, these are the experiences I want to have. Just like you might say, let's go to Disneyland this weekend. You say, okay, let's go have an incarnation, and this is what we'll do. You be the radio host, I'll be the channel, and we'll have a talk at one point along the way. You don't normally drill down quite to that detail, but you can. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty. And then the great thing is you come onto Earth and you have free will, and you can do whatever you want, and you can blow off your whole plan if you want. But a lot of times the soul is involved in the incarnation enough to still sort of create opportunities or bring those opportunities you previously wanted in for you to say, okay, forget it, I'm not doing it because now I have free will and I've changed my mind. Or you can say, oh, yes, I want to do this. And you're not always conscious about that, but that's part of the creating your own reality thing is you come along with the situation and you think, my car just got wrecked. Man, I wouldn't have created that. Well, if you say, I did create that, I did create my car getting wrecked, then you start looking around with eyes that say, and what am I learning? What opportunities is this giving me? Instead of saying, I would have never created my car getting wrecked, and, you sort of cover your eyes and walk around blind and not paying attention to what's there, what you're actually seeing. And that's why would you create your car getting wrecked? Is that because maybe you want to meet the guy at the car repair shop. Maybe that's your future business partner or future husband or future best friend. Who knows? Why would you want to create your car getting wrecked? Because maybe you want to learn what it feels like to have loss. Maybe you want to analyze what your attachments to material possessions are like. Maybe you want to look at the fact that that car wasn't the kind of car you'd want to have. Maybe that car was getting ready to break down and you'd be in a long trip soon and you need a new car before you go on the long trip, and none of that you even know about yet. There can be literally an infinite number of reasons that you would create your car getting wrecked, and your opportunity is to look at what those reasons might be. And every single one of you could have your car get wrecked, and every single one of you learn a different thing. That's the amazing thing about this. So everything is an opportunity for growth if you choose to say, I'm going to grow from this.
All right, so you say that there's a part of our soul that is experiencing this density, this duality. Mm-hmm. Is there other parts of our soul that are also here at the same time experiencing another life?
It is possible for a soul to have more than one human incarnation at a time. Yes, it is possible. Therefore, if it's possible, someone's doing it. Guaranteed.
Okay, so if there's the idea of reincarnation and past lives and all of that, and then no time, is it all happening right now?
It's all happening simultaneously. That's why instead of saying past lives, we call it alternate expressions, because it's the alternate expression of you. So your soul has alternate expressions. And the nice thing is as you grow in vibration and become more conscious and move closer to ascension and Homo Spiritus, you actually start to get to the point where you can start accessing the skills and talents and abilities from alternate expressions and pulling them into this lifetime if you choose to. This is advanced stuff, of course. You can't be running around feeling like a victim and pulling in alternate expression, I can fly a helicopter stuff. That doesn't tend to happen. But it is a reality that as you start to live life from your soul's perspective, you also start to experience time in a completely new way. And when you start to experience time in a new way, you can start accessing your alternate expressions because that's the reality of your soul's experience of time.
Okay, so what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do any of this that we've talked about is to start, the first step is to recognize I am not a victim. I am a creator. Everything in my life is here because I chose to have it here. And the work of it is to sort out what it is I want to learn from it. And finding all the places that you actually believe you're a victim, even though you'll run around saying I create my reality, is a great place to start because you still feel like you're a victim all over your life. When you spill the orange juice, God dang, I dropped the orange juice.
Are you speaking in general or pointing the finger at?
Well, we're not gonna say that we're giving you a specific reading. We're mostly speaking in general. But have you dropped the orange juice lately, Tom?
No, I haven't.
Okay, but you might spill the paper clips, or knock over the pencils, or drop your cup of coffee when you're trying to get in the car. There can be lots of little things that you would feel like are a little mishap. But the truth is there are opportunities. And the other day it was very funny because after we've used the spilling the orange juice example for the last, couple of years, Veronica spilled the orange juice. It was the kind that had the screw on top, and she took it out and she shook it. And when she shook it, the top hadn't gotten set on there properly last time, and the orange juice went everywhere. And she said, "Oh, this is just beautiful. Look at this. I spilled the orange juice." And so as she was on her hands and knees on the kitchen floor wiping up the orange juice, she said, "Okay, what do I get out of this? What is this teaching me?" And she really found the ability to go deeply into the moment of just wiping up the kitchen floor. And it was actually more of a bliss state of enjoying herself than what it would have been years ago, which would have been, "God damn it, now I don't have any orange juice. And look at this sticky mess. And I'm going to be late to it, da-da-da-da," and, all that sort of stuff. So It does work. We know it works.
Okay, so first step, stop being a victim.
The first step is to recognize that you are a creator and that everything in your life is a creation of yours. And when you recognize that and then you realize, and I still feel like a victim over here, sort out why you feel like a victim, because you have to keep reminding yourself.
Okay.
If I feel like a victim, the truth is I'm a creator, so that's a place of growth. So once you recognize that you create everything, then you have to take responsibility for your reactions to your creations. So I created my car getting wrecked, and then you grumble, piss, and moan. It's like, no. I created my car getting wrecked, and then you sort of grow up a little spiritually and use spiritual discipline to say, and my car is wrecked, and I have to take responsibility for my further creation of taking time off work to go to the car shop or having to call the insurance company and be on hold and how I feel about being on hold. You have to continue to be a creator in the further experience of your creation, your reactions to your creation. That's where the growth is, because that's your opportunity to say, am I going to slip back into victim mode? Am I going to grumble, bitch, and moan? Or am I going to allow myself to be in the space of, and I created this too, and I created this too, and not fall victim to your creations. I created this, and I don't know why the hell I'd create being on hold. I hate being on hold. Well, there's an opportunity again. And that's why this really is, this is a big deal thing. That's why it's taken so long in time for you guys to get to the point where you can actually embrace any of these ideas, is because it's constant. You're constantly barraged with the truth of Earth, which is it's a dualistic state, and the truth of your soul, which is that it's non-dualistic. And your current personality is the one navigating those two disparate states.
Okay, so I totally get everything you're saying. Now, I run across something on the internet that says something like, the flu shots are available, and now they have the H1N1 vaccination as well. And I start to go, why? Why are they doing that? Why is that so crazy? What's a better way to react or respond to that?
Sure. So the first thing, instead of why are they doing that, it's how do I feel about that information?
And is that my creation as well?
Yes, you created that experience. You created that information in order to give yourself an opportunity for self-reflection.
Okay.
So you say, how do I feel about the fact that they have this and now it's got this other thing in it? How do I feel about that? And the first thing we'd imagine you feel is fear. Like,
not so much fear as rage.
Rage. Okay. So, and then why do you feel rage? What specifically about it generates rage in you?
Because it seems like somebody else would have control over people's lives.
Okay, perfect. So you are not interested in other people having control over other people's lives. But
right.
Let's bring it back to you. So really what it is, you're not interested in other people controlling you.
Right.
Okay. So see how we went from, why do they do it, which is like a victim stance, to I don't want to have people having control over me, which is a creator stance. Because you're talking about yourself and you're talking about what is true now for you. I don't want people to control me. And
just recognize that and let it go?
No. The existence of this example gives you the opportunity to clarify how you feel. And so you get clarified to the idea of I don't want people to have control over me. And then you have to ask yourself, well, what do I think control means? What do I think? What's the problem with people controlling me? Why do I have an issue with that?